Welcome back to the V10 R League and our final round of matches from the amazing YAS Marina Circuit. It's been a brilliant first season for some of the new names on the grid, and tonight it's the turn of YAS Heat, launched just this summer to try and win on home turf against BWT Racing Point. YAS Heat have introduced us some brilliant new drivers, but today, as they punt for a final 5th position in the league with a 3-0 win, they're brought in the big guns. More on that later, but before we get into the racing, let's see how this exciting project came to life.
I'm actually excited about the team. As soon as I got involved with the YAS Heat, like in the first 10 minutes, when they pitched me the idea and told me about the team, I was like, hell yeah, this is exactly what I want to do, And I want to say like sim racing dream came true.
Motorsports is one of the fastest growing sports in the region. We view it as a great way to engage with the new audience and create a new pathway for talent to get into motorsports.
We are like a very friendly environment, we want to connect with the community, we want to connect with the sim racing itself, we want to connect with the fans. We work amazing as a team, and the mood in the team that's what I'm so excited about. From the top to bottom, everything is so well organized and positive. That's the best thing. I've had a lot of negativity in the past in sim racing, and it's just excited to wake up, when we have a meeting or something. It's just so nice, everybody's so nice, and especially guys from Abu Dhabi are incredible.
And we view YAS Heat as an opportunity for us to identify local and regional talent and give them a platform to develop their skills in virtual racing.
We're representing the YAS Marina Circuit and all the Abu Dhabi culture and everything coming into the world, So we're not only looking for talent to prove in a virtual sport, but also in the future in the real racing. And we are basically connecting everything all together.
YAS Heat is not just a team, it's a culture, it's a philosophy that we're building. And ultimately, it builds on our desire to win and create champions.
I think we want to change the sim racing, Basically, it's a very simple thing to say. We want to connect the real racing, sim racing, everything all around, and just conquer the sim racing world.
Shanaka Clay versus James Baldwin. Racing Point versus YAS Heat in this finale here in Abu Dhabi. James Baldwin leads us off.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Baldwin gets on in his debut here in the V10 R League. A great start from him. Shanaka Clay with a bit of work to do already. Half a second down as we head into the first chicane.
And here we go into the first chicane. Clay trailing 6/10 over James Baldwin. And this guy just about wins everything he takes part in. So let's see if he can get the early scalps for YAS Heat. Barring any kind of calamity for James Baldwin, very aggressive there for Clay over the curbs at the penultimate 2 corners, and over the line goes James Baldwin, wins on debut. Jarno Opmeer, who is starting from pole position for YAS Heat. We are underway for the second race, and it looks like a great start for Jarno.
Yeah, so Michael Epp's got his work cut out on this one with Jarno Opmeer leading from the front in his debut, but I've got a lot of experience, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Already half a second back as they head into the first chicane.
The curbs nicely, don't run out too wide and into that barrier. Very tricky to negotiate all of that. So many quick corners in succession, but Jarno is going to take that in his stride out of the final corner. And again, the debutant taking the victory. YAS Heat get early scalps here, their first championship points going their way over Racing Points. With the head-to-heads wrapped up for YAS Heat, this one is for pride between Andrea Capoccia, who returns for YAS Heat, and Rafael Labato.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these guys who have got a lot of experience in these cars, been in the car all year. A couple of drivers, or both these drivers, missing a few events. So Capoccia, we know, is a very strong driver when it comes to his head-to-heads and his team races.
Mistakes, that will be the result that stands. Capoccia rounding the final corner for YAS Heat, and it looks like it is going to be a clean sweep for YAS Heat at their home race. Let's see if Racing Point can fight back in this relay race, with Jarno Opmeer starting us off from pole position. It looks like a good start for the home team.
Yeah, great start from Otmir, and Clay has got his work cut out already because there's not really an opportunity for him to fight into turn 1. Turn 2 follows very quickly, and it's very high speed. The first time we get to hit the brakes is here with the first chicane left and right, and then the hairpin, which seems to go on forever. You don't always have to hook up your apex there.
Yeah, so maybe they've loosened their reins a little bit, allowing the drivers to free-flowingly race each other a little bit more. But we're into the pit lane for our first round of pit stops.
It'll be interesting to see what happens on the exit. It looks like Racing Point are closer than they were when they entered the pit lane initially. So 1.6 seconds. They've gained a little bit of time, maybe 4/10. We are, now in the pits.
Yep, final stop then for both of our drivers, James Baldwin and Michael Epps. Baldwin jumping out, Andrea Capoccia jumping in for YAS Heats. Sorry, Nick, for the break-in talking there. We're hearing issues for YAS Heats for their rejoin here. I'm not sure if they've got a driver in for this final stint. That would be an absolute calamity for them. Capoccia, it seems, can't get in the car. It's time then for the team race between YAS Heat and Racing Point. Unfortunately for YAS Heat, dropping a point there by not being able to make it to the end with their technical issue. Let's see if they can fight back in the finale here in Abu Dhabi. Rafael Lobato leads us off with a good start.
Yeah, so a good start for him, and already getting swarmed, Shanaka Clay, into turn 1. Who comes out on top here? You've got Lobato leading, Capoccia second, and Baldwin up to second. Who is that? Michael Epps rally crossing basically across the tarmac. Luckily there's a lot of runoff for him to, and a late move for Shanaka Clay going up the inside. Great move from Shanaka, well done.
Yeah, tried to shortchange Jarno Otmir, and there's been a bit of a squeeze there between the two. Already under pressure from Baldwin, who was flying in this race.
Yeah, he started P5, Baldwin did, so he's going to try to go down the outside, Lobato on the inside, and a switchback that went very well for Baldwin there, now leading from P5 into P1, and we're not even finished the first lap.
I remember Racing Point were a little weak under brakes at Spa in the last round, and again they're getting found out a little bit here, going in too deep into corners, and that was again another switchback kind of move into a corner for James Baldwin, or on a Racing Point driver. Lobato really needs to fly the flag for Racing Point at this point. The two teammates are in 5th and 6th, Clay and Epps, and if Lobato can get up into first, I think that would make it 13 all for the two drivers, as we see
that?
Capoccia
let Otmir go.
We could potentially see a move here, Nick.
Yeah, Lobato has no choice but to go defensive, and already Otmir around the outside. He'll be on the inside for the right-hander. A little bit of contact, but just managed to collect it up, and Lobato nearly spun there. And wow, a great opportunity for Capoccia to clean up after all of those mistakes.
Could have won the relay. They lost that because that was out of their control with a technical issue, and then they were leading 1, 2, 3, and then unfortunate there for the mistake for Capoccia. But otherwise, it's been a relatively faultless drive for YAS Heat in this round of the championship here at YAS Marina. James Baldwin crosses the line and wins for YAS Heat, making them go 2-1 up in the race against Racing Point.
And yet again, the new boys make it stick for the first and second in the team race. With the pace they've shown today and Capoccia's past performances in the team races, it could have been all so different for the newcomers this season. We look forward to seeing how they line up in season 2. Confirmation then, Racing Point end the season in 5th place, while John Lacey Suzuki hold off for 6th, just ahead of YAS Heat and Fordzilla. YAS Heat definitely deserved a few more in that points column across the whole season, and they'll be itching to get going again in season 2.